Beginning with number 31, I want you to write the equation of the line from the graph. This may seem pretty simple, but then they throw a little curve of wanting the equation in standard form. Now we haven't discussed standard form. It looks like this, where x has a coefficient, y has a coefficient. They're on the same side of the equal sign, and a constant on the other side. A, B, and C all have to be whole integers, and A has to be positive. So I know it's a lot of conditions. We'll do them as we go, and maybe I can walk you through it. Okay. Let's start off though with the forms we know, which is slope-intercept and point-slope. If we know the slope and the y-intercept, then we're going to use slope-intercept. If we don't know the y-intercept, we'll use slope and point. So I want to highlight this right here, or actually I'm drawing a box around it. Not a very good box, but I want you to recognize that slope could be rise over run. So if you look at these 2 points right here, from this point to this point, the rise is actually -2. It's going down 2. Let me go to number, well, okay, I'll do 31. Down 2 over 1. So the rise was -2, and the run was 1. So the slope is -2. When I go to write the equation, y equals mx plus b. The y-intercept is 3. So that's the equation. To write this equation in standard form, I need the x and y on the same side. So this -2x is on the wrong side. I will add 2x to both sides. These two are not like terms, so I write the x term first, the y term second. Now I need to make sure my conditions are met. The coefficients of x, y, and the constant are all integers, and the coefficient of x is positive. That's the equation in standard form. Okay, number 32. I'm going to change colors because I've got a lot of blue on here now. First I need is the slope. So if I look at the graph here, from -2 up to 2, it's rising 4. And the run looks like 2. So the slope is 4 over 2. It's how much the y value increases as the x value increases. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. The slope is 2. To write the equation in slope-intercept form, I need the slope, and the y-intercept was -2. This is the equation in slope-intercept form. If I solve both sides to the left, both variables to the left, 2x terms on the wrong side. These are not like terms, so I'm going to put the x term first, then the y term, then the constant. I'm working on getting this in standard form like this. Okay, let's check our conditions. The coefficients of x, y, and the constant are all integers, but we do have a negative in front, and we don't want to have a negative on the x term, so we're going to multiply through by -1. And that will give us positive 2x minus 1y equals positive 2. That will be this equation in standard form. I'll try to hurry through here and go ahead and get 34 done. 34 does not give us the y-intercept. We're going to have to use point-slope form. But we still need the slope. The rise, I'm at 0, and it's dropping down to -1. So it's down 1. The run is from -4 to +3, which is 7. Slope is -1/7. Y minus, I believe I'll use this point here, which is 3 negative 1. For my point. Maybe I should have used the other, but anyway. This is one I'll have to get rid of the fractions. I'm going to times by the common denominator. Seven y plus 7 is equal to 7 times negative 1 is negative 7 divided by 7 is negative 1. 7 times 3 is 21 divided by 7 is 3. 7 is on the wrong side. Oh, and so is this one. I believe I'll go ahead and do the minus 7 since I started it. I forgot that we were doing standard form. The negative 1x on the wrong side, I will add 1x to both. Because I'm doing standard form, I'll put the x term first. 1x plus 7y is equal to negative 4. And that's about as bad as I get. For the next problems, we change gears a little bit. They give us a graph, but they're not asking for the equation. They just want to know what the function value is at different values, and they want to know what x value would give you certain function values. So this is more about functions instead of about writing equations. So, looking closely at the graph, let me see if I can make it a little bigger. So do number 36, f of negative 1 means when x is negative 1, when the input's negative 1, what is the y value? And it looks to me like it is negative 4. And that's how easy this is. It's no calculation. You just look at the graph for certain inputs, look for the outputs. Number 38 says f of 1. So when x is 1, the output, the y value is 0. For number 40, it says when f of x is 4. That means when y is 4, it would be right here. Looks like the x value is 3. And if you want to write that, you can say f of 3 is equal to 4. So they told us to find x. We can say x is 3. Okay? On number 41 through 52. Now they're asking that we write the equation of lines if we know if they're horizontal, vertical, or if they are parallel or perpendicular to values. For the parallel and perpendicular, we will use this concept here, along with the fact that if two lines are perpendicular, the slope of the perpendicular is equal to the negative reciprocal of your original slope, meaning that you flip the slope over and change the sign. Okay. Starting with number 42. It says it's horizontal, so slope is 0, and it's going through negative 3, 1. This is definitely point slope form. We could put all this information in, but I want you to think about this a little bit. If this is horizontal, and it goes through negative 3, 1, we could just say the equation is y equals 1. And you can see that right here in the point, that y is 1. If it had been a vertical line, we'd have used the x value and said x equals whatever. But you can do point slope form still if you want to on this, but it'll just speed things up if you recognize on the graph, slope is 0, it's horizontal, and it does go through the point -3, 1. So to go through the point -3, 1, it would have, the y value would have to be 1. Alright, number 44. This one is a vertical, so the slope is undefined. Using slope intercept and point slope, it's not going to help us out any. Goes through the point 26. So the equation is going to be x equals, and I'll look over here to find my x value. X equals 2. If you want to see the graph of the line, I'm not drawing a very good vertical line, but looks like that.